Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, y'all, what up, what up, what up? How y'all feeling out there? I feel like I'm a, what you call it? I feel like I'm like an MC or something, like a DJ or a hype man or something. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? Thank you guys for pulling up to the live, man. Let me know where y'all are coming in from, and we about to get this thing cracking. You heard? We about to get this thing cracking. I just came off a live from my other channel, my politics channel. By the way, if you guys are not sub to that channel, make sure you guys go and subscribe to that channel. We just actually did our first live. Is it our first or second live on that channel? So make sure you guys subscribe. Some people like, man, I don't want to hear none of this politics stuff. So that's the channel where we're gonna be at. Make sure you guys go subscribe to that channel. Anyway, we got Panama City, Florida. What's good? Who else we got coming in the building here? Anyone know what teams are interested? As a matter of fact, I have that information for you. I got that information for you. We're going to get into that in a few moments here. Maryland in the building. What's up? Certified Beats. What's good? In Boston, Massachusetts, ATL. Lucas Media, I see you. Atlanta, GA once again. Geneva Circle. Mike Alexander, longtime supporter. Shout out to you in California. What else we got? The Bay Area in the building, ma'am. 7. London in the building. Shout out to London. It's 2 a.m. in London right now. Shout out to Chicago in the building. Trinidad and Tobago, what up? Hit the like button. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's give it up 20 more seconds and we're going to get this thing rocking. Man. Okay, let me pull up let me just pull up the news, the post for you guys while people are coming in here so we can just get straight to it. Where is this at? Okay, I open up my Dreamers Pro Instagram, and I'm not even following this person and see what they say. You see, like it says suggested for you. Please listen. It's 2026. This is sports. Like y'all need to we don't need distractions right now. Anyway, I don't even know why they suggested that to me. Anyway, all right. So let me pull up the post here for you guys. So we got multiple posts, right? We got one from Sideline Source. And it says, because someone asked me, and I'm going to get to the teams that are interested in Anthony Davis. Who is that? Empowerment Assets. Shout out to you. All right, so this is the post here. It says, report. Anthony Davis is expected to be traded by the Mavericks. How quickly things have changed for the Mavs. They were just in the finals with Luka, man. Now, I want to show you another post here. This is from this is from Basketball Forever. And now for the person that asked about the teams that are potentially interested in going after Anthony Davis. These are the teams. Shout out to Brooklyn. We have breaking news. Anthony Davis is likely to be moved from the Dallas Mavericks before the trade deadline. Let me repeat that. Before the trade deadline. So this is something that's happening quickly, right? And it then says, as the Mavs look to build around Cooper Flag, the Hawks, the Raptors, and the Bucks have been listed as possible trade destinations via The Athletic. And we have another article here. This is from Sports Illustrated. Let me post this in the comment section for you guys, and I'll just quickly read through this. And this is from Sports Illustrated, and it says, new Eastern Conference team emerges as possible trade contender for Anthony Davis. Let me continue on. Let me just close out some of these tabs here. There are a lot of tabs here. Let me close this out. So this says, okay. The NBA trade deadline is about a month away, and the Anthony Davis sweepstakes could be on the verge of heating up. The Dallas Mavericks All-NBA big man has been a prime trade candidate since Dallas fired GM Nico Harrison, a 32-year-old. Damn, I can barely read it right now. And regularly dealing with injuries, Davis doesn't seem to fit well into the long-term future of the franchise with Cooper Flag in the fold. And then I'm going to get to the teams. It says the Atlanta Hawks and the Toronto Raptors are two teams identified by league sources as potential suitors for Davis, the report states. League sources say Davis is believed to be amenable to both options. though it remains to be seen how motivated Atlanta and Toronto are to get a deal done. Now, what's interesting about Atlanta is that the name that's been swirling all throughout the internet over the last week or so, and especially in the last 48 hours, is Trae Young, right? Trae Young. Trae Young is someone that we've been hearing for a while now, but a lot more in the last 48 hours. That could be potentially leaving the Atlanta Hawks. Now, I don't know where Anthony Davis is from. If somebody knows where AD is from, let me know. I obviously all of y'all heard AD talk. I can't tell you what accent, where particularly that dude is from, but so I don't know if he has any ties to. Okay, he's from Chicago. Okay, AD's from Chicago. Okay, that's what's up. So the teams we're hearing here: the Hawks, the Raptors, and the Bucks. Looking at the landscape right now, obviously, Giannis Antetokounmpo would love to have Anthony Davis down there. How that works exactly, I really don't know. They would have some kind of twin tower situation going on with the Bucks. The Raptors, if we look at the NBA standings right now, let's pull up the standings real quick. Just give me a second. Let me pull up the standings. So the NBA standings, the Toronto Raptors are in the playoff picture. Okay. They're actually the number 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. Now, obviously, we don't know what pieces they would give up to get a guy like Anthony Davis and what effect that would have on a team. Another team I heard, believe it or not, was the Golden State Warriors. I don't know if some of you heard that, but I heard the Golden State Warriors. Initially, we heard the Warriors talking about potentially moving LeBron for Jimmy Butler, even Rich Paul, and this guy Max Kellerman spoke about that. But I did hear about the Warriors. Now let's talk about this entire Dallas situation. Nico Harrison, it didn't work out for him, man. They swung and they missed. And let me tell you guys the number one reason I think Nico got fired. I don't even think it was the fact that that Luka Doncic was playing so well for LA. I don't think it's that. I think Nico would still have his job if AD wasn't getting injured so much. I think that was the problem. I think I don't think it had anything to do with Luka. I think it had to do with, we don't believe Luka's the guy. We're going to get him out of here before we have to pay him any money. And we're going to get this guy that we feel is going to help us win a championship and be a defensive anchor for us. But this guy is now always injured. And I think that was what broke the camel's back. Is that too raw? It says breaking. He said La Sciatica is ruled out versus the Spurs. Laughing my ass off. Nah, man, that ain't the sciatica. That's old age, bro. Shout out to Too Raw, man. That's old age, right? That's old age. Now, somebody just left a comment, trap music. He said 80 is brittle, which is the bigger point we got to get to. Even if you trade for Anthony Davis, are you really sure you're getting anything in return? Obviously, we know the caliber player Anthony Davis is when he's healthy. When he's healthy and it's at the top of his game, 80 is a top 10 player in the NBA. When Anthony Davis is fully healthy and he's doing his thing, he's a top 10 guy. But the problem is you're trading for somebody that is so injury prone that now it's like you're going to get this guy, but you don't really know what you're getting, which lets me know that Dallas is going into a full rebuild. And what does this mean for Kyrie Irving? Remember, they still got Kyrie Irving. What does this mean for Kyrie Irving? Because if Anthony Davis is leaving, then what's the sense of Kyrie staying to play with Cooper Flag? No. They're trying to build around him. Let me read the comment here. Coach Sims said, the coach is back. He said, AD was a decent Laker when healthy, but he has been a loser. Oh my God, Jesus Lord. He has been a loser. He has been a loser and a bum since the bubble ended. Not even worth Scrub Bronny and the filler at this point. Yeah, appreciate the super chat, man. Coach Sims, man. Coach Sims is like he's like the Joker to my Batman, man. Like this dude is always up here. He like my nemesis all here, man. He be getting at me with these super chats. So appreciate the super chat. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the new people coming in, we got some breaking news. Anthony Davis is on the verge of being traded. It says Anthony Davis is likely to be moved from Dallas before the trade deadline as the Mavs look to build around Cooper Flag. The Hawks, Raptors, Bucks have been listed as possible trade destinations. This is via The Athletic. Shout out to the 360 people we got in the chat. Make sure y'all subscribe to my politics channel. We got it pinned at the top. Make sure y'all go subscribe to that so we can get that channel popping, and then we can stop bothering y'all on this channel with it. So make sure y'all go subscribe to that. It's called Hear What I Think. I got it pinned at the top there. Please make sure y'all subscribe and show me some love. And of course, if you're into politics, obviously. If you're not, then don't even bother. Another this is a man 7. Shout out to you, man. He said AD has skills, but he's snake bit. Yeah, it's just injuries, man. There's nothing you can do when you're getting injured all the time. And AD looks like, I mean, if you just bump into him the wrong way, he's going to get hurt. One of the injuries he suffered was like a no contact injury. No one hit him. He just like was walking up the floor, and then all of a sudden, boom, he got hurt. Which lets me know that, look, man, the Anthony Davis and all of these guys, they're heading towards the end, man. Every generation goes through it. Kobe's generation went through it in AD now, with the Vince Carters and all of this and the Tracy McGrady's. And I think these guys they're on their last leg, man. And I'm sure AD wants to play and prove people wrong. But once you get to this point, you don't get healthier as you get older. I mean, less injury prone. And AD is injury prone. You could say the same thing for Kawhi Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard has had some tough moments, right? So you get AD and you're just like kind of hoping and wishing nothing goes wrong. If the Milwaukee Bucks let's talk about the destination. So the Bucks. If the Bucks get AD, do I think it causes Giannis to stay? I don't know if getting AD should be a reason to stay. If I'm Giannis. If I'm Giannis, getting AD is not a reason to stay. If you got Anthony Edwards, that's a reason to stay. But AD, I don't think that's a reason to stay. Unless Giannis really wants to be in Milwaukee and is looking for them to give him any reason to just remain in Milwaukee, then maybe that's a reason to stay. But I don't think it is. The Atlanta Hawks, who knows? Do I think that's going to turn them into a title contender coming out of the Eastern Conference? No, because the East has better teams right now. Right? You got the Detroit Pistons, you got the Boston Celtics, and they're number 2. And Jaylen Brown made it clear that he's the best two-way player in the world, and he's doing all of that without Jason Tatum. And Jason Tatum will come back this season. And even if Milwaukee does get AD, I wouldn't put them ahead of the Boston Celtics. I just watched the Boston Celtics put on a clinic against the Clippers the other night, and I've never seen a team shoot threes like that. With that much ferocity and regular, it was just insane the amount of threes that they make, and they got 3-point shooters all over them. So I don't think that him going there. Somebody said Detroit basketball. Well, that's a good question. No, AD doesn't add enough to any team. Honestly, appreciate the comment there. That's a good question about Detroit. That's a very good point you bring up. The question is, does Detroit want to give up anything to get Anthony Davis? And I think the answer should be no. No. Now, if you can get him like on a veteran minimum, yes, get him. Absolutely. Go to Detroit. You give him another post presence, another defensive anchor. Yes. But in terms of giving up what you have right now at all, no, don't do that. No, I would not do that. But from a defensive standpoint, does it make sense? Yes. But does it make sense to give up like key pieces? No. I wouldn't do that. He's too I'd say health prone because I saw his comment. He's too injury prone. He's too injury prone. Somebody said Kyrie trash. Handles don't equate to winning championships outside of LeBum. Okay, so this is somebody that doesn't like Kyrie and doesn't like LeBron. So to hell with his handles. MJ has 6 rings, shining in Kyrie's face. So probably that's a Jordan fan, I guess from that comment right there. Hawks or Bucks? I'll probably say the Raptors, to be honest with you. Maybe AD needs to go to Toronto. Maybe he needs to go to the Raptors. I'll probably say the Raptors. Out of the 3 teams that we hearing right now, I would say maybe go to the Raptors. Because the Bucks, I think AD going to the Bucks is inconsequential. I don't think it changes life for Milwaukee. I don't think it changes life for Milwaukee out there. Because AD's too injury prone, and you got a guy like AD. I mean, Milwaukee, we already did the Damian Lillard, Giannis thing. That didn't work. And maybe it's run its course out there in Milwaukee. I don't know. But like maybe Giannis has to change the scenery. I don't know. I don't see Milwaukee. I just don't see Milwaukee doing anything right now. So between the Hawks and the Raptors, probably the Hawks make the most sense because of Trae Young and maybe their salaries match. I don't know their salaries. But so I'll probably go with the Raptors. Somebody said John Morant going to be a NRA spokesman this summer. What happened with John Morant? Did he do something again? Please don't tell me he did. But then at this point, I don't think anybody cares. AD and DeMarcus Cousins was nice together. Should have stayed together. But at the end of the day, injuries. Injuries. And AD wanted to go to LA, and LeBron James recruited him. So he chose LA. Randy Watson said, tell the people how you He said, tell the people how you lied about Kobe starting in the All-Star game as a rookie. Kobe didn't make the All-Star game as a rookie. Come on, man. This what we doing? This what we doing? Where did I say that Kobe started the All-Star game? Where did y'all hear me say that Kobe Bryant started in the All-Star game? I said Kobe was voted in the All-Star game. Where did you hear me say he started? I never said that. I never said that. I never said that. I never said he was voted as a starter into the game. What else we got? Imagine sending. Well, LeBron ain't make it. LeBron ain't make it either. So I don't know. I don't know the point that you're trying to make out here. Somebody said Kobe's a GOAT, something Braun would never be. Sorry, I just got in. Dreamers Pro. How do you think AD would fit with Detroit, or would he mess up the chemistry? AD would fit with Detroit, but they shouldn't give up anything to get him. If I'm Detroit, you get AD as as a veteran minimum contract. You don't give up anything of what you got right now. You don't give up anything of what you got right now. Detroit is the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. You don't mess that up. Until we find out that that's not a good team and that's not a championship team, don't mess that up. They have something going, right? And you're going to airdrop Mr. Glass into the toughest team in the NBA. I don't know how that works. He said, these new generation people don't know squat about basketball. They just be saying anything just to look for negative attention. Cade is the truth this season. Cade Cunningham is a bad boy, bro. He's a bad boy. AD for Vanderbilt and a pack of gum. Yeah, AD's definitely not going back to LA. They can't pay him. They cannot pay him. So AD's definitely not going back to LA. AD was definitely a dog in high school. I watched him play and gave my little bro 40 points. I'm sure someone was nice in high school, man. Appreciate the comment. Kids these days only watch YouTube highlights of the NBA. Yo, I can't even break down how dumb basketball is today. You can't even make it up. Because now NBA players, they don't think the game anymore. They have turned basketball into like a game of math. And that's not how you play ball. I believe that, yes, the three-point shot is an important shot, but it should be used judiciously. You don't just use the three-point shot at every single turn because, oh, we're playing the percentages. So if you take the most threes, then you're going to win. What team has won a championship doing that apart from the Golden State Warriors, who had the greatest shooter ever? What team? The other day, Snoop Dogg was calling a game between, I think, the Warriors and the Clippers, and Brook Lopez had like a 6'5" guy on him, and he's standing out there at the three-point line. Like, I'm confused. Yes, if you shoot enough threes according to the percentages, yeah. But in that moment, you forego the three and back him down and get an easy shot at the rim. And the other stupidity about today's NBA is that if everyone is shooting threes, then why don't they just get a league of players that are all the same height, like 6'3"? And we watch that game. But basketball is a sport that selects out for height. So if you have a height advantage and you're not using it, what's the purpose of you being that tall? What's the purpose? What is the purpose of you being that tall if you're going to take out your height advantage? So why are you even on the floor then? Why do we need a 7-footer on the floor? You're watching a fast break. Everybody's running to the three-point line. You can't make this up, man. You cannot make it up. Now, if teams run a three-man weave to the cup, you're like, whoa. Did we just watch some common sense? But like, it's insane stuff to me. How many times have you watched an NBA game where a guy gets directly to the rim? He's right at the rim and passes it out to the three-point line. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. You're passing up high percentage shots for a low percentage shot that you're meant to take over and over and over again, that if it averages out, then you win. You can't make it up. You just can't make it up. It's just so dumb. And the funniest part is, even guys that have tried to defend it have been caught calling out the league. Remember Gilbert Arenas was talking about, oh, today's NBA players, man, they're the most advanced, blah, 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 blah. He was the same one on Gil's Arena talking about modern players are dumb. He was talking about there's a lot of dumb basketball going on. Well, which one is it, Gil? Are these the smartest players ever or the dumbest players ever? Which one is it? Which one is it? In one hand, you're saying, oh, these guys are the most advanced former basketball players ever. And on the other hand, you're saying that these guys are dumb. I'm confused. If you're playing on a basketball team, usually teams have specialists. We have specialists. But now everybody wants to specialize in a three-point shot. The problem is all of us cannot be specialists at three-point shooting. We can't. Why? Because some people just do certain things better than other people. Am I lying? Some people just do things better. Some people are better at passing. Some people are better at slashing. Some people are better at mid-range shots. Some people are better with their post game. So people do different things. You give the defense different looks. Give them different looks. Create mismatches. You can't even do any of that because all you do is switch these days. So today's basketball, man, I mean, Kobe described it well. The gentleman just said accidental basketball, but it's a lot worse because when fans can look at the game and say, okay, this game is being played, the way they're playing the game is dumb, you have a problem. If the fans can notice, Snoop Dogg is a fan and he was able to notice that. And Reggie Miller, who's a Hall of Famer, said, yep, that's basketball today. You got a problem. When a Hall of Famer is agreeing with a rapper / NBA fan, or when he's talking about this is dumb basketball, you got a serious problem. I was watching a game between the Boston Celtics and the Clippers. After a while, I couldn't watch Boston anymore because the amount of threes that they were taking was just so egregious. It's like, how many threes can one team take? It was like every other shot was a three-point shot. Every other shot was a three-point shot. So basically, basketball has now become Obviously, it's always been who scores the most points, but literally is like a race to who makes the most points. And if it means we score 140 points in a game, so be it. After a while, that gets boring, number one. Number two, there's no resistance anymore. There's no resistance. Who wants to watch a fight where you know for sure this dude is now obviously maybe Anthony Joshua in that other fight? We get that, but we want some competition here. We want some competition. And it's at certain points, it's terrible to watch at certain point when teams lean too much into these threes, man. At least with Stephen Curry, the way he takes threes and the long distance threes, at least it's entertaining to watch. Like Stephen Curry shooting threes, coming off of these screens, that's entertaining to watch. Klay Thompson, that's entertaining to watch. But watching everybody just shoot threes, man, that shit is boring. But Adam Silver loves it and he thinks it's great. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Stephen Curry is a 3-point king. Absolutely. I would love to see the Pistons win this year. It will be a pretty crazy story if they do. It'll be a pretty crazy story. Yeah, so anyway, guys, that's the story, man. Y'all pretty much heard everything we had to say about it. So once again, thank you guys for tapping in. Also, make sure you guys go subscribe to my other channel called Here's What I Think, where we talk politics. So make sure you guys go subscribe there. We just actually dropped a live about 30 minutes ago. So make sure you guys go subscribe there, man. I think I got it pinned at the top there. Let me post it one more time. Make sure you guys show me some love and watch some of the videos and give me some of your feedback. Appreciate y'all, man. We're going to catch y'all later. I'm out. Have a good one. God bless.